I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! What's up, guys? So happy to be here.
We are back. It's Thursday. Another day, another week.
Yes.
I'm excited. Are you excited, Vinny?
Oh, I'm stoked. Finally.
Yes.
Thursday, Friday.
Happy Friday, happy Thursday, everybody. So yes, we are back. Episode 23 of season 3, Family Vacation, Jersey Shore. We're going to dive right in. This episode, overall thoughts. It was compared to last week. I feel like last week was just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
Although this episode definitely had some moments of like anxiety, I feel. I was really just worried about Vinny a lot in this episode as he prepped.
Yeah.
Vinny.
Yeah. I agree. It was a solid episode. It wasn't anything crazy or whatnot. Definitely afraid for Vinny, and I loved the fact that they kept on showing those flashbacks of JWoww going ham with not only the situation but with other cast members as well. So it was insane. So cool to see Ronnie back with the gang again. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a good episode. It wasn't like, woo, best episode ever, but it was a good episode.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have more of those kinds of episodes where we're like jumping off our seats. But
next week,
definitely. Oh, we'll get into that. I'm excited. But yeah, so we have Vinny's preparation for the JWoww storm in this episode, and of course, you know, the girls are surprised to see the boys. Finally, we see their reactions in the start of the episode. We were waiting for that last week, but they left us with a cliffhanger again.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, the girls are excited. They're happy. Angelina's happy to see them, especially Vinny, of course. And yeah, they hang out with them. They are ready to kind of just take over NOLA, New Orleans, and just go crazy, club like they used to back in the good old days. But the boys are not impressed. They're not impressed with the Bachelorette party planning by Dina. Ghost tours, I never even heard of a ghost tour, but Dina,
no
ghost tour. What did you think about that? Do a ghost tour on a bachelor or bachelorette party?
So you know what? Okay, like I get it. It's Angelina's bachelorette party. She should do what she wants, but I feel like the Nicole and Dina planned this for her, because this did not feel like an Angelina bachelorette party. So I agreed. Yep, and that happened again. And it happened again. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
So I 100% agree with Vinny and Pauly D. Like, it just, you don't go to New Orleans to
tour,
sightsee, and especially for a bachelorette party. You go to get like ham and to just like go all out, and they didn't do that. That's something you would do like on a family trip, you know. But if a bachelorette party or just like any type of party, or you're going out with your friends for vacation, like you want to go all out and you want to have a good time and you want to have fun. So
exactly, I agree 1,000%. You know, this is Dina we're talking about. She's such a mom. She really is. She's all about like, oh,
bless her heart.
Right? Bless her mommy heart. Like, seriously, she's cute. We love her still. But yeah, it's not ideal for a bachelorette party. Like, not at all. And she was hyping it up so much in the beginning about, oh my gosh, New Orleans, there's so much to do. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. But they're sightseeing. So I'm just like, okay, are we?
Yeah.
What is going on? But
right.
The boys come in. They are devising a plan to save the day, to save the party, because it was getting dull. And they're literally they're planning to bring the shore back to NOLA. Like
NOLA.
Back in the days, you know? So I'm ready for it. Hopefully we'll see some strippers soon or whatever. But either way, despite the, I guess, mommy trip, whatever that Dina was planning, Angelina still seems to be having a great time, you know? Her and Snooki
Yeah.
bonding. I feel like they're the closest when they're drunk. You ever notice
Hmm.
that? It's
Yeah.
like,
They
it's
they were literally all getting along. I'm like, this is very rare. I should take a picture of this right now because they're all a happy family. And we all know this isn't gonna last too long. So it's nice to see them all get along and all happy. It's kind of foreign territory. Like I'm not used to it when I'm watching it, but
yeah,
I like it.
exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a rare sight, but I love it too. And you know, amidst the getting drunk and turning up and you know Jersey turnpiking or whatever, they basically all come together and talk about JWoww. Because JWoww's not there yet. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, you know, they were in the room about it, and Vinny felt it was that whole scene was just really frustrating for me because
Hmm.
I felt like they were all yelling on top of each other. You know, because I think Dina started off the conversation trying to explain to Vinny why JWoww was upset. And, you know, and I agree somewhat with JWoww as far as why she would be upset. Because, like we talked about last week, it felt like he was definitely downplaying what happened or what he saw when he was explaining it to JWoww. So I agree with why she
Hmm.
felt the way that she did. But in that scene where Dina was trying to get through to Vinny, first of all, I couldn't even understand what Dina was saying. I don't know if she was already really tipsy, but Vinny just wasn't getting it. And Vinny was saying how he felt like he didn't need to apologize because he did nothing wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Do you agree with Vinny? Do you agree that he didn't do anything wrong?
I don't think I do think he did something wrong, but at the same time, I just always feel like, especially Dina and Snooki, they're always jumping down like the guy's throat, like no matter what, like they just won't leave him alone. I agree with them bringing up the topic, letting him know that hey, your friend is upset about blah blah blah. But then after that, even after he said, I don't get it. I don't understand why I need to apologize. They should have just left it at that, because they did what they were supposed to do. They let him know about their friend, and they relayed the information to him, and that's it. But they just kept on going at it and going at it, and that's what was the annoying part to me. Just leave it alone. Like it's between those two now.
Right.
Mind your business.
I somewhat agree, but then again, I feel their approach was just kind of off because I think they should have approached this delicately. I think that's what's
Yeah.
just the start of all the drama is that they just don't know how to approach certain situations just correctly. I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, Vinny was already uncomfortable and on edge in the beginning of the trip because he knew this whole thing was kind of like, I felt like this whole thing was kind of basically blown out of proportion. But, you know, Vinny obviously felt on edge. And like they said, he doesn't like confrontation, he doesn't like
Yeah.
drama. And now he's in the middle of it, something that he hates being in the middle of. And so obviously he feels uneasy and he's going to go automatic in defense mode for sure. So that's why he
Yeah.
feels the way he feels because this is just naturally who he is. But, you know, eventually after that scene or whatever, which I think they should have actually approached it with that first. They should have been like, "Hey, you know what, Vinny? Just apologize." At the end of the
Hmm.
day, just apologize. I think Vinny should just apologize and just leave it
Yeah.
alone. Just say that you're wrong because with JWoww, and that's what Ron said, that's what Mike said. There's no winning with her. Okay,
Hmm.
right? Don't
Well,
you
and
think?
that's the thing though. He's very, I feel like he's stubborn, and that's what stubborn people do. They're not gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry," just to say I'm sorry. If they feel like they are in the right and they don't need to apologize, they're not gonna apologize no matter what until you can get them to see the light and to see, oh hey, you did mess this up. And I can't blame the guy because it's his stubbornness' fault. So.
Well, if he doesn't, let that pride or stubbornness go, then he's gonna get sucker punched in the face like Mike
Uh,
did in the earlier seasons. So
God, that looked
luckily,
like it hurt so bad.
I know. Every time they replay that scene, I'm just like, ouch, ouch, ouch. But luckily, Mike was there to prep him for that possibility.
Yeah,
I loved how he was literally giving him like some kind of like self-defense training for
right.
when you get unexpectedly sucker punch from like the backhand,
Right.
like backhand reverse punch. What did you think of that whole training session that Mike did with Vinny?
I loved it. And didn't the hotel they were in, didn't it somewhat look very similar to where the actual event happened? To
Yeah.
me, it did. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but it did
Oh,
look like the same hotel.
it really, oh my gosh, I think that's where it goes down. That's where JWoww definitely gets her.
Right? Exactly. So yeah, I thought it was cool. It was like a little nod to the old school days. But it was good that Mike is stepping up being a good friend because he doesn't want Vinny to feel the pain that he felt 10 years ago. So
Right.
that's a bro right there.
Definitely. This is why we love Mike. He's there for everybody, trying to ease the tension, even though he obviously missed out on 8 months of the drama. But he's catching up pretty quickly and giving his 2 cents wherever he can. So while Vinny is obviously nervous about JWoww's storm, I call it the JWoww storm, JWoww rival, whatever. He actually has a little pep talk with Ronnie. So we're excited to see Ronnie. Ronnie comes in the next scene, and it's just, I feel like there's always just that elephant in the room every time when Ron, after just a crazy TMZ headlining drama, whatever,
Yeah.
he just walks in like, oh hey, what's up guys, like what's up, how's your day, like, and it's just like that weird awkwardness in the group, like it's
Yeah.
just a quiet moment, like are we gonna talk about it,
And
like.
you know what? I don't blame him for not wanting to talk about it because that stuff is just crazy. And so he's in NOLA, he's with his friends, he just wants to have a good time. He wants to kick back and relax. The last thing he wants to do is talk about all the drama that happened with him and his girl. So, I don't blame the guy whatsoever for keeping quiet about it. And I feel like his family, because that's what they are to him, his family, they need to understand that.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, I think he learned from last season that he didn't want to turn this season into another Ronnie drama show.
Yeah.
It's been like that for just the longest time, even before the season, earlier seasons. Like, I think he's over it, and then they're over it too, because at the end of the day, nothing's going to change. He keeps running back to the poison, his addiction, or whatever he wants to call Jen, and it is what it is. I think the group is just at a lost cause with Ron. They don't know what else to do. They don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
But there is still, I feel, a tiny light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to
Oh,
the
hands
situation.
down.
When it comes to the situation, I think maybe he can really get through to Ron. Maybe not right away, but just like little by little, because now that the situation is officially back, he's there hanging around Ron more. I love the moment that they were having where Mike was giving him a pep talk, and
Mhm.
he went from becoming the situation to the inspiration, and he was even saying like little by little he'll be throwing inspirations, day by day, just to as
Right.
you consume it slowly but work out in the future for Ron.
Yeah, I definitely do think everything is gonna go okay for Ron because for Ronnie because yeah, like you said, he has a situation with them. He's back. He's kind of like they've had their issues, but I feel like they were able to squash them. This situation, he went through a lot of things that Ronnie is going through, maybe even worse than
Mm.
Ronnie is going through. So he's like the guide for Ronnie just to tell him, hey, this is how you need to handle this situation or this situation or this situation. So yeah, I think there is light at the end of the tunnel for Ronnie, hands down.
I hope so, because honestly, at this point, I think Mike is just kind of like their last hope. Um,
And we haven't heard of any crazy stuff lately in the media, so it obviously must be working.
that's true. Fingers crossed. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
unless they're
true.
doing
It's
it,
working a while.
unless
Great.
they're doing a good job at hiding it. But we haven't heard anything about Ronnie in the media whatsoever.
Unless this quarantine is kind of like helping them somehow just like isolate from each other. Who knows?
Very true. Yeah.
But who knows? I guess we'll see in the upcoming months or whatever. We'll be back next season talking about something along those lines. But on a lighter note, okay, Vinny and Ange, they go at it again
God.
for the whole trip. I feel like, I don't know, Vinny was kind of like this, it's not JWoww, then it's okay, Angelina. Like this tension that they have going on, it just keeps continuing. Like,
They
when does it stop? This girl's getting married. Enough
yeah,
already.
they are like an old married couple.
They
Like
are.
if Angelina wasn't about to get married, I would put money on that Vinny and Angelina would get together. I
Yeah.
really would, because they are like an old married couple. So it's so interesting for me to see that, because we've been seeing this for a long time, and we do know that they did hook up in the back in the day, and we do know they have known each other for a very long time, at least since high school. So I don't know.
That's so true.
But,
I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
yeah. So
It's interesting because, you know, obviously Angelina and Vinny hooked up, but then so did Snooki and Vinny. So, and they don't have a crazy, you know, back and forth like Angelina and Vinny do. But then again, they had said before it is a Staten Island thing. And then, like you said, they did go to high school together. So there is a little bit more history there too.
yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that Angelina just needs to leave him alone and vice versa and enjoy her bachelorette trip.
But it's so fun to watch.
It is. And I mean, obviously they're definitely egging it on too. I mean, we all kind of figured that out as well. So it's still always a good time, but at least they keep it fun. At least it doesn't get to the point where it's just like, oh my gosh. Because I'll be honest, I'll be getting nervous because they go hard in their arguments. I don't know if it's a Staten Island thing or whatever, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, don't throw bottles or anything.
Yeah. Hey, that one argument between Angelina and JWoww with some bottles involved.
I am just like, I'm a little bit worried about Vinny when JWoww finally gets here. And unfortunately, they left us with another cliffhanger.
Yes, I'm like, why?
What the heck? It's just like JWoww and cliffhangers. I can't take it anymore. But it was interesting because she didn't even know that the guys were there yet. That's what Snooki was talking about. She was like, oh, we haven't told Jay. And I'm like, oh, I was hoping that she would tell her because I don't think JWoww's the type of person that likes surprises. So luckily she did. And I just love the look on JWoww's face when she's absolutely dreading confrontation, because she had the same look when she was like, oh gosh, Angelina and now Vinny. It's like, but I honestly think that this whole thing was blown out of proportion at the end of the day. It was just a misunderstanding and they just need to talk it out, which they will. And hopefully it will go left. How do you think that's going to go down?
I don't think it's going to go down bad. I think they're going to, like they said, Vinny is like a little brother to JWoww. JWoww and the situation are very different people. I can't see her backhanding Vinny whatsoever. I think they're going to talk it out. Vinny might be a little stubborn, but in the end, they will reach an agreement. But that's I don't see it becoming like anything huge.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be violent or bottles throwing because, you know, if it wasn't like that with Angelina, then obviously it won't be like that with Vinny. Vinny's not the type of person. This is like the first, maybe like, I don't even know. I can't even remember the last time he was caught in the middle of drama because he is usually the peacemaker.
Right. When it was the last time he was caught in drama?
I don't know. That's why I'm just like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They just need to talk. I don't know if he will apologize. That's something that's hard to predict. Hopefully he does, because then that will end it real quick. But
Yeah.
also another possibility is, like you said, he is stubborn, so it may be a long discussion. But either way,
Mhm.
I'm ready for it, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
We'll see. Fingers crossed, and hopefully, they
Fingers
end up in
crossed.
and they enjoy the bachelorette party, because I feel like I've never seen so much like tension and drama from different sides of a group at a bachelorette party, right? It's
Yeah.
just unusual.
Yeah. It just seems so complicated. And it's just supposed to be fun. But it looks like it looks like they did have fun though.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. Yeah.
Oh, and one thing I wanted to add, good for Ronnie for not wanting to talk about his drama,
Yeah.
because that obviously he said himself, I don't want to talk about me. I don't want to talk about what's going on. This is about Angelina. So we're just here.
Yeah.
So
See,
good on
he's growing. He's growing.
Yeah, I feel like they all are, and
Yeah.
even JWoww herself. Like, I know we were talking about JWoww last season about just, how she was being so unreasonable and all that with everything that was going on with 24 at the time, but I'm really seeing some growth in her this season, now that I guess she's seen what's happened on, television and everything. So now she's coming to terms like, okay, she's owning up to overreacting last season, which I can
Yeah.
appreciate. So
Yeah.
good on
Definitely.
her.
So our kids are growing up. The kids are growing up. We've been watching them since 2010 or 11.
Yeah, like 10 years now. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But yeah, they've come a long way. But I think that pretty much wraps up that episode. So I'm definitely excited for next week, which leads us to, you know what? Before we get into predictions, let's get into who spiraled the most this episode.
Yeah, Spiral Squad.
Fun segment.
Okay, I have a feeling that we both have the same person as the person who spiraled the most. So I say on the count of 3, we should
Okay.
both say the name at the same time. And
All right.
if we both say different names, then obviously we're both the ones spiraling.
Yeah. Of course. All right.
Ready?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Dina!
Yes!
We did it! Great minds think alike.
Yes, of course. We all know why Dina spiraled. You tell him, Benny. Why did she spiral this episode?
Because she got wasted like no other. And it was great. It was, and you know what? We've all been there. I feel like she was more tired than wasted. And when you're just really, really tired and you're drunk also, and you can barely keep your eyes open. I was like, oh, I feel for you because I've been there. She just needed a nap. She just wanted a nap.
I love Dina. She's so cute. She's like she's like a typical mom.
Yeah.
She plans these bachelorette parties that are just so basic, but
it was so funny.
It's cute. So that's our Spiral Squad segment. Now, oh my gosh, we are going to get into predictions.
Yes. Oh wait, but do we have news and gossip?
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah, we do have news and gossip. But for predictions, real quick, we are going to basically say what we think is going to happen next week or the following episodes.
Yeah.
I'll start it off. I think I'm going to start with next week because obviously we all kind of know what's about to go down overall.
Yeah.
But for next week, oh my gosh, I think JWoww and Vinny are going to hook up.
I don't think they're going to hook up. I think
so?
they're teasing it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Really?
And I think what's going to happen is it's going to be another cliffhanger where we see them in the bed together and it looks like they're about to hook up and it's going to go to black. And then that's going to be the end of the episode. But I don't think they're going to, they're like too close. Like I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I will be wrong.
Honestly, I guess we'll see. It might be a cliffhanger, like you said, though, because there have been a lot of those these past couple episodes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our predictions. Now we're definitely going to get into news and gossip. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a bit fun. You know, everybody's quarantined right now, and you know they got nowhere to go. They can't go to a salon or whatever. So Pauly actually posted up a picture on his social media. It's an interesting picture. He actually has a growing beard. I see some facial hair. We've never seen that before.
Seen it before.
Right?
Never.
What did you think about that picture, Benny?
I was, you know, I didn't think it looked bad. You know, he's still a good-looking guy. You know, it wasn't a bad picture. He just looked very different.
I felt like it was almost, right? Didn't it look a little?
Well, I didn't think that, but then we were talking about it earlier, and I'm like, wait, maybe it is, because he doesn't look anything like himself whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know. And have we seen pictures of him after that picture?
I don't think so. I mean, at least I haven't seen any pictures after that, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look back at that. Huh.
Maybe if it was a filter, he was just testing it out to see, what would I look like with a goatee on? How would people react to that?
You know, I would not be surprised if it ended up being a prank, because he is known as Prank War Champion.
Prank War Champion. Yep. I can definitely see that happening. So
I was feeling that look on
him. A late April Fool's joke.
I know, right? Oh, so late. But actually, I don't know. I kind of was feeling it on him though, even though it was like,
yeah, it didn't look bad.
It didn't look bad at all, right?
No.
At least he was still able to keep his blowout though, so he's obviously.
Well, and this is the second time he's changed his look. Because remember the first time years ago, he like did something to his hair. It wasn't like the spike like blow up look.
Or something, yeah.
It was just like, I can't explain it, but he had a different hairstyle.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. So nothing wrong changing it up a little bit.
All right, as long as it's real. I don't want it to be. I don't want to hear it was a Snapchat filter or whatever, because you know you can easily trick people. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But either way, another great episode. I'm excited for the rest of the season. That wraps up our recap of episode 23. This was great, Benny. I love it. I love Jersey Shore. Love talking to you about it. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yes, you guys can find me on all social media at Vinny J Adams.
Awesome. And I'm DJ, and you guys can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
See you guys later.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV.